today for us is about the mission, and what is important and special about today is what you're going to see today. It's not just the best smartphone we've made, but we believe it's the best smartphone you're going to see this year, okay? So without further ado, very excited and proud to show you guys the OnePlus 7 Pro. All right, so I mean, we really think this product's the real deal, and there's been a tremendous amount of attention given to the care and precision that's gone into this, and we really believe this is a breakthrough device. And first off, starting with the design. What you're going to see today is a new design for us that's brand new, that's all new and tapered on both edges, both front and the back. And basically what that means is when you put your hand across it and you feel it, there's basically no edges. And it's really a true representation of the OnePlus design philosophy. When you break that philosophy down, it basically comes down to doing one thing: taking as much power and performance as you can and putting it in an ultra-slim device that looks great, feels great, and basically disappears in your hand. And probably the best thing about this is what's on the front. And we believe what you're seeing today is the best display that's ever been put forward in a smartphone. And over the years, we've continued to push our product approach to deliver a fast and smooth philosophy, which you guys are familiar with, which we talk about a lot. And we knew there would be a point where we'd have to apply that philosophy to the display to match that and be able to keep up with the performance and the speed that our devices were having. And this is something that we've been thinking about for a couple of years. And actually, back in 2017, we started the process and started working with one of the leading display manufacturers in the world to co-design a display that would be really new and basically hadn't been seen before in terms of our industry. And so for us, this type of step is a big deal because it requires a lot of R&D investment up front, a lot of time, a lot of investment, okay? And there's probably some risk when you decide to put out a display that may cost 2 to 3 times as much as some of the other leading flagships. But I think you guys know us well enough to know there are probably 2 principles that we generally think about when we think about product. One is we're not necessarily going to do anything to be first or different for the pure sake of it, and you hear us say that a lot. The second thing is if we're going to introduce new technology, it has to deliver a superior user experience. And based on that, we weren't really worried about whether this is a risk or not because we knew it would be worth it. And today, what you guys will see is, we believe when you see it, you'll know it was worth it as well. So we're proud to show to you guys today what we think is the next breakthrough in display technology, what we're calling fluid AMOLED display. And really, when you think about it, when you think about what you do with your smartphone, the display is really at the core of that experience, essentially, right? It matters for everything. And so on this device, it's our largest display yet, 6.67 inches, and it has an incredible screen-to-body ratio of 93%, over 93% actually. But something that's important is we haven't really changed the overall footprint of the device in your hand. And we heard from a lot of you guys, most recently on the 6T, where you liked the size of that device and how it fit in your hand. And so we actually haven't increased the general overall size of the device. Something else, on the 6T, we were the first manufacturer to introduce an in-display fingerprint sensor in our screen unlock technology. And it's back on the 7 Pro, except this time it's more responsive and faster. It has a 38% larger fingerprint sensor, and it's 0.21 seconds to unlock. And so that'll be the fastest you'll find in the industry right now in terms of fastest unlock. Also, we've moved up on the screen. We've moved up to a quad HD 2K panel that's going to be incredibly sharp and clear. And so for those of you guys that are keeping track on specs, that's 516 pixels per inch. And what's important is the display, it's not just about it being clear. It's about everything else that happens in the experience. It also supports HDR10 and HDR10+. And we've actually worked with Netflix, YouTube, and Amazon Prime to develop HDR versions of their apps. So anything you watch on those platforms will be really engaging, vibrant, and will have unrivaled details. Speaking of details, and we talk about this a lot, the details matter for us. Something new we're adding on the 7 Pro is something we're calling the horizon light. And basically, for notifications, when your display is off, you'll see a trace of blue light go around the device. And so we think it's a great improvement in terms of how you see your notifications. Also, we've done a couple things in terms of the viewing experience. So one thing is our Fluid AMOLED display, it automatically filters out blue light. And also, we've improved night mode. So basically, the screen will adjust on two things, color temperature and also brightness when you're in the dark, so it'll be easier on your eyes as well. So Fluid AMOLED display, we're really proud of it, and also important to note that we've also received the highest possible rating you can receive from DisplayMate, the world's leader in display technology, and we scored an A+, which is basically the highest you can get. But we didn't just receive a high overall score, we got the highest possible rating you can get in all the different measurements. So basically, for everybody, from a user experience standpoint, what that means is everything you're doing on the device, scrolling, tapping, gestures, everything's going to feel really, really true to life and natural. So there's one other important thing on Fluid AMOLED display. And we used the word breakthrough before, right? That's the word, if I'm going to say that, I have to back it up, right? And you probably can get a feel for the fact that the display is pretty impressive, but there's one feature on AMOLED display that I want to take a little bit of time to talk about. That's up here and in the middle. So 90 hertz. Okay. So one of the philosophies you heard us mention before is fast and smooth. And so in terms of the theme of smoothness, this is extremely important. So a 90 hertz refresh rate basically means 90 times per second refresh. But what does that really mean, right? Basically, if you have to sum it up, what it means is every single motion that you're going to see, every tap gesture, everything is going to seem very, very real, responsive, and more direct. And it's something that when you actually use the device, you'll notice and is going to be very, very, very clear. So to start things off, what we did was we filmed a slow motion video between 90 hertz and 60 hertz just to give you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like. So we'll play that now. All right, so it's something you can actually see in video, okay? And when you get a chance to experience it, you'll really get a feel for it yourselves. In addition, the 7 Pro is the world's first device to have a 90 hertz Quad HD panel that's an AMOLED display. And so again, once you have a chance to experience this, we honestly believe it'll be very, very tough to go back to anything else. Okay? So we kicked things off this morning by showing you kind of what's on the outside of the 7 Pro. We want to take a little bit of time to go kind of below the surface and tell you kind of what's the performance, the camera, and everything that's super important here. So I'd like to invite to the stage now the OnePlus 7 Pro's product manager, Zach Zhang, to talk to you a little bit more about this device.
Thanks, Kyle. Yes, there's indeed more under the surface. And starting with our front-facing camera. It's the best selfie camera we've ever made. And by the way, it's motorized. Beneath the display is a 16-megapixel front-facing camera. And when you need it, it slides out in just half a second. It looks really cool. But it also needs to be really durable. We know whenever there's moving parts, there's always concerns about durability. But look, it's durable. And watch this. Yes, we're really tied a 49 pounds weight to our front camera. If it can survive that, it can certainly survive your pocket. We're also designed our front camera to be reliable and continuously tested over 300,000 times. That's like opening the selfie camera 150 times a day for 5 years straight. We actually shot a 12-hour-long video, now it's live on our YouTube channel. And it's just as fun as it sounds. You can watch the selfie camera open and close for 12 hours straight. And we would have made a video even longer had it not been for the YouTube lens limit. You can rest assured that this camera is built to last. Our engineer thought about everything. The OnePlus 7 Pro even detects when the phone is in free fall and automatically retract the camera at even the slightest slip to protect it from the accidental drops. But the front-facing camera on the 7 Pro is not only durable, it also produced some incredible results thanks to that 16-megapixel sensor. And of course, you get to see your selfies on the best and most immersive display on the market. And when you turn over the OnePlus 7 Pro, you will notice that everything is all new. For the first time, we're introducing a brand new triple camera system. It's the most complete and capable camera we've ever delivered, taking you from ultra-wide to normal and to up close, all without losing image quality.